Hello, beautiful people of the internet. How are you doing today? My name is Jackie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be another episode of my TBR game, Scrabble Picks My TBR. For those of you who have not seen my TBR game before, it is pretty simple. Every month I spell 5 words in a game of Scrabble, and those 5 words are my reading prompts for the month. I must successfully complete the prompts to collect the points for that word. Once I reach 150 points, I get to clear the board and start fresh the next month. Before we get into my prompts for the month of June, let's talk about how I did on May's TBR and what books I need to read this month. Last month I read 4 of the books that were on my TBR. I did not end up reading Agatha Christie, A Very Elusive Woman by Lucy Worsley. I did not have a fantastic reading month last month because I went on vacation. I kind of got a little behind on my reading, and now I need to catch up on my Goodreads reading challenge goal. I am still starting with 133 points though, so I am definitely in good shape, and assuming I read like at least 1 or 2 of the books on my TBR, I should be able to hit the 150 point goal. As for the books I need to read this month, there is only one that I definitely have to get to, and that is Five Little Pigs by Agatha Christie. This is one of the Poirot mysteries, and I am going to be reading this month for an Agatha Christie solve-along that I am hosting on my channel. I will link the announcement video in the card, so go check that out if you're interested. Basically, I'm going to be making 3 videos about this book this month where I try to guess who the murderer is, and I'm encouraging my subscribers who are interested to read along and also share their guesses in the comments. So this is the only book that I have to get to. Otherwise, I'm just gonna try to read some shorter books or books that I think I can read quickly, because I am now 2 books behind on my reading challenge goal. But that's about it, so let's throw back to past Jackie to see what prompt number 1 was for this June TBR. All right, so this is the board that we're starting with. I still have a T, S, and E left over, so I need to start by picking 4 new letters. Also, I still have 1 star tile left, so if I want to switch my letters, I can. R, blank, E, and O. I'm gonna spell something that starts with S, so what place would be the best one to put it? I could get double word here or triple letter here. So this might be worth more points, but I kind of want to keep the A and the E open. So I guess I'll do it here. Short. I'm going to read a short book. What would we classify as a short book? I guess I'll strive for under 300, but I think anything under 350, I will consider that a short book. So I'm also going to get, I'm also going to get figures, so that's good. But we just have the triple letter here, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. First prompt is read a short book, and honestly, I just decided Let's not overcomplicate things. I'm just gonna read 5 Little Pigs for this prompt. This book is 216 pages, so it definitely qualifies. Like I said, I'm going to be reading this for my solve along. This is one of Agatha Christie's Poirot mysteries, and it centers on a cold case. 16 years ago, Caroline Crail was found guilty of murdering her husband, and I believe she ended up dying in prison. Now her daughter, Carla, who is now an adult, comes to Poirot after, I believe, receiving a letter saying that her mother was actually innocent. So she is asking Poirot to look into the case and find out if Caroline didn't murder her husband, then who did? I absolutely love Agatha Christie. She is probably my favorite mystery writer and one of my favorite authors ever. So I think this is going to be a fun read, and I think it's going to be even more fun trying to solve it with my subscribers. Definitely take part in the solve along if you're interested, and if this month doesn't work for you, you can always go view the videos later and comment as you're reading. O D E Q. And is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay. D. For this, I'm going to spell redo and redo one of the prompts that's already on the board. So this has the double word score, so it's going to be 1, 2, 4, 5, 10. The next prompt is to redo one of the prompts that is already on the board, and selfishly, I decided that I wanted to redo 5-star prediction. One of the few books from my last 5-star predictions video that I haven't read yet is The Twyford Code by Janice Hallett. I am so excited to be reading this month. I've wanted to read this for quite some time. I previously read Janice Hallett's first book, which, oh my goodness, the title just flew out of my brain. Like, it was on the tip of my tongue and now it's gone. The Appeal. I read The Appeal by Janice Hallett and I quite enjoyed it. I actually heard somebody say that they liked this one even better. So the premise of this book, it's a mystery, and it follows a main character who many years ago when he was younger, he found a book by the disgraced author Edith Twyford, and he found lots of strange writing in the margins of the book. So he ended up bringing it to his English teacher, and the English teacher told him that she believed there was a hidden message throughout the Edith Twyford books, which led to a secret treasure. Said English teacher then ended up disappearing mysteriously, and now, 40 years later, our main character is taking it upon himself to get to the bottom of this mystery. I believe that, like The Appeal, this book is told with mixed media elements. I personally love mystery books that involve authors or books. That's just one specific mystery element that I quite enjoy. So I'm excited to be reading this at last. It feels like it's been on my TBR forever. You. Another blank. That's held weird. I am going to spell quit and read a book that I or somebody else quit. A book that I or somebody else DNF'd, basically. So that has a double letter here. So that's 10, 12, 13, 14. Oops, don't mess everything up, Jackie. Come on. Next, quit. A book that I or somebody else quit, aka DNF'd. So I went on YouTube and I typed into the search bar books I DNF'd just to see what would come up. And one of the first videos that popped up in my search was Jack in the Books video, where he talked about the books that he DNF'd in 2022. And I ended up choosing one of the books he mentioned in that video, which is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. To be completely honest, I don't even know what this book is about. I added it to my TBR maybe like 4 years ago or something, and I don't remember what prompted me to add it. I guess somebody described it in a YouTube video and it sounded interesting to me. I think this is about a family called the Blackwoods, and the main character is like a young girl who she narrates it, and I think it kind of has a gothic vibe. Honestly, I don't know. I don't remember why I added this to my TBR. I don't remember who inspired me to add it, but it works for this prompt. And when I mentioned this in my Trash My TBR video about a year or two ago, people in the comments did encourage me to pick it up. I may have put this in my 2024 TBR clean out challenge too. I don't remember, but it's a long-standing TBR veteran, and it's also short. So that works for me because I need to get back with my reading goal. R. Sorry, I'm laughing. I was trying to stick my hand in the bag and it was just flopping around. I couldn't get my hand. But C. Okay. And A. Abroad. And I'm going to read a book that's set abroad. So it has the double word, so that's, let me think, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2, 16. Next, abroad, a book set abroad. And for this prompt, really, I could have chosen a book set in any country other than the United States. However, I also decided to challenge myself a little bit. I wouldn't pick something set in England either, because I read a lot of English set books. England's my favorite country. And what I ended up choosing was The Villa by Rachel Hawkins. This is a thriller that's set in Italy, and I believe it is inspired by that fateful trip to Lake Geneva that Lord Byron and the Shelleys took. It is where Mary Shelley ended up getting the idea for Frankenstein, and Lord Byron's physician, Dr. John Polidori, ended up writing a story called The Vampire, which introduced the vampire myth back into British culture before Dracula was written. I have never read a Rachel Hawkins book before, but I thought this would be a good pick because it just seems like it'll be a quick, summary thriller read. So I'll read you the plot description because I don't remember exactly what it is. As kids, Emily and Chess were inseparable, but now in their 30s, their bond has been strained by the demands of their adult lives. So when Chess suggests a girl's trip to Italy, Emily jumps at the chance to reconnect. Villa Estas, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, in Orvieto is a high-end holiday home now, but in 1974, it was known as Villa Rosato and was rented for the summer by the notorious rock star Noel Gordon. Desperate to reignite his creative spark, Noel invited up-and-coming musician Pierce Sheldon to join him, as well as Pierce's girlfriend Mari and her stepsister Laura. But he also set in motion a chain of events that led to Mari writing one of the greatest horror novels of all time, Laura composing a platinum album, and ended in Pierce's brutal murder. As Emily digs into the villa's complicated history, she begins to suspect there's more to the story of that fateful summer. That perhaps Pierce's murder wasn't just a tale of sex, drugs, and rock and roll gone wrong, but that something more sinister might have occurred, and that there might be clues hidden in the now iconic works that Mari and Laura left behind. When long-buried secrets come to light, Emily discovers that history has a way of repeating itself, and the villa may claim another victim before the summer ends. Inspired by Fleetwood Mac, the Manson murders, and the infamous summer Percy and Mary Shelley spent with Lord Byron at a Lake Geneva castle, the birthplace of Frankenstein, Rachel Hawkins' The Villa invites you into its deadly legacy. When I heard that this was partially inspired by the Shelleys and Lord Byron at Lake Geneva, that sold me on it, honestly, because I love Mary Shelley. I think she's such an interesting person, and the story of their trip to Lake Geneva I find very interesting. So this sounds intriguing. I know the Goodreads rating is not that high, but it seems like it'll be a fun beach read, and I'm wondering, are there mixed media elements in this as well? Like, will there be excerpts from this horror novel and this album? Because that would be really cool. I would enjoy that. Okay. You? P? A? T. Don't know if this is I haven't gone through every single possibility and thought of every single word that I could possibly spell, but I came up with this one. I think it would be fun, and I really want to get the triple word score. So I'm going to say pick. And it has a double letter score too. Oh, cool. And basically what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to pick a letter out of the bag, and then I'm going to try to find a book that starts with that letter. If I get a really hard letter, then I might look at the author's name. Like, I don't know what I would do if I got Z, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. So pick. Well, first of all, this is 10. So, oh my God, 17? I'm gonna need my calculator for that. I can't do 17 times 3 in my head. 51. So honestly, I could just do this prompt and none of the others that I've spelled, and I would still win. I'm not gonna do that though. I'm gonna try to complete the prompts, but let's see. I'm gonna pick a letter. I'm scared. I hope I get a good one. I have one in my hand. I'm like feeling it with my thumb as if that can tell me what it is, but okay. E. All right, that is not so bad. A book that starts with E. I think I can do that. Final prompt starts with E. I lucked out because I had like 6 or 7 books on my TBR that started with E, if we ignore words like the or And what I ended up choosing is An East End Murder by Charles Finch. That was a little hard to say. An East End Murder. And this is part of the Charles Lennox series, which is a series of historical mysteries set in the Victorian era. It follows gentleman sleuth Charles Lennox along his crime-solving adventures. This is actually a short story, so again, really helping myself with these short reads here. And an East End murder, as the title suggests, follows Lennox as he is solving the strangulation death of a man in the East End of London. Since this is so short, I also went to the library and picked up Book 5, A Burial at Sea, so maybe I will end up reading this as well. I like the Charles Lennox mysteries because though I've never given one of them 5 stars, I do think they're always very consistent, at least in the 4 books that I've read so far. And they are pretty easy for me to read, so I'm glad that I'm going to continue with the series. Continuing all the mystery series I'm reading is one of my goals for myself this year. All right, everyone, that is it. These are all of our prompts. These are the letters that are left over. I think, you know, as long as I can do this one prompt, I'm gonna win the game, but we'll see what happens. I just hope that I read more books this month than I did last month. So everyone, that is it for my June TBR game. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. That really does help my channel grow, and it also helps me know that you're enjoying these TBR games and you want them to continue. If you're still here watching and you don't know what to comment, why don't you comment, how about a lemon emoji, because of the cover of the villa? And I also went shopping earlier today and I had made a comment to my mom about how many clothes this summer have lemons on them. I think lemons are a trend. So if you're still here watching and you want me to know that you watched this all the way through, leave me a lemon down below. My social media links are in the description if you want to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, or be my friend on Goodreads. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe to this channel. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.